Do you ever wish that you could just start an application with a single button instead of having to hunt for where that application is stored on your computer? In this video, I'm going to take a look at how to use a program called Autohotkey to do exactly that. What this software does is it allows you to write code that lets you store basic actions to hotkeys. It can be used for a lot of other things as well, but that's what we're going to focus on in this video. And so what I'm doing is I'm starting a new notepad file. I've already downloaded the Autohotkey software from autohotkey.com. And then inside of my notepad file, I'm writing a few things. The first is that I'm going to set caps lock state to always off, which just tells the computer to stop using the caps lock key to toggle caps lock. The reason I'm doing that is because I would like to be able to use the caps lock key as a modifier so that I can press buttons like caps lock N instead of Windows N, and that way I can keep all my Windows hotkeys the way they already work and just add more that don't conflict with already existing hotkeys. So the next thing that I did inside of that is that I set up a command that said left alt plus caps lock turns on caps lock. So that enables me to have the best of both worlds. It lets me use caps lock as a modifier, but also to have an option for using caps lock when I want to use it in the traditional way. So the next thing I'm going to do, now that I've set it up so that I have caps lock available as a modifier and also as a button when I need it, I'm now going to start using it to create some commands that will rely on it. So what I'm typing is caps lock, the ampersand, and then the letter N to assign a button to that hotkey. The two colons, will actually tell Autohotkey that the text which follows it is a command. So when I press caps lock and N, it reads that it should run Notepad. I then went into Notepad and demonstrated that I can type with caps lock on or off by hitting the Alt and caps lock key. And now that I've got my basic setup going, I can just copy down the caps lock and N line a couple of times and then replace it with a couple of different things that might be actions you would wish to automate to a hotkey. I'm now putting Chrome. I'm going to go ahead and put, you can use websites as well, so I'm using youtube.com, and when it does that, what it will do is rely on whatever the browser you've set up is. So if you prefer Firefox and you set that as your default, then you can do that by just typing YouTube and it'll know to use your default browser. The next thing is that I typed soundvol32, which used to be right, I believe, but now it's just soundvol, and that just opens up the sound settings. And so we got soundvol, dev mgmt, which is device management, calculator, notepad, Autohotkey. I've saved it. All of those are now bound to a key. And then I realized that I should have actually set different keys. I skipped that step, so I'm going back and switching the letters after the ampersand to a different letter each time. I have a few that go to the same letter, so I'm incrementing it by advancing to the next letter. So for example, Chrome is C, but Calc would be A, because I've already used the C. Okay, now I've assigned a letter to each one. Alright, so we save that, and then we use this, we right click on the H that is running, that's the Autohotkey and system tray, and we're going to choose reload script. That just passes our edits into the actively running program. Now you can see my hotkeys work. I've pressed C to open the calculator, D to open device manager, and I'm trying a couple of the other ones. I wanted to show a couple of examples of things you can use after the run command in Autohotkey, and so you can use this to set up hotkeys for anything you have listed here. Beyond that, you can use file directories, websites like I've shown with Autohotkey or with YouTube. There are a lot of different things that you can do. You can even run scripts to hotkeys that do things like check whether or not a window is open before activating a new instance of that program. And so it's a pretty useful tool that doesn't require a lot of overhead or a lot of knowledge to really be able to get out a usable script. So yeah, I hope you found that helpful. I definitely use this regularly and find it to be a good time saver once you get the hang of it. All right, so finally, just to demonstrate how this information can be used, I went ahead and put together a layout that maps every key on the keyboard to something an accountant might use in his everyday job. You can see I've included things like email, various IRS websites, each one where the letter somehow plays into what I've chosen to map to it in hopes of keeping it easy to remember. Yeah, I hope you found this helpful, and thank you for watching.